8-track studio setup for sound. We had our own sound room there.
Was part of your other activities and responsibilities to study the profiles of celebrities who were supportive of organizations?
Definitely, and especially, like I said, psychological backgrounds, weaknesses and strengths. Did he have a weakness for blondes? Did he have a weakness for money? Did he snort cocaine? Did he smoke marijuana? They even get into, and that's one thing the Bureau loves, is their sexual background. They have files and files on different blacks, not only celebrities, but a lot of others, sexual activity.
What would they do with this information?
Oh, that's used as a weakness.
So they would feed these weaknesses?
Yes.
Did you see that happen?
Oh, yes. Doc Holliday, who is one of the leaders of the BGF, Black Gorilla Family, which is a prison gang in the California state prison system. Upon his release from prison, a certain sister made herself known to him at a nightclub, whereupon he moved in with her, and she picked up names, telephone numbers, information, that kind of thing. That lasted for a good 3.5 months.
Was this an unusual thing, or did this happen often?
No, that happens all the time.
Did you yourself get involved in doing that?
Yes.
Give me an example.
There was a gentleman that was on trial in Los Angeles that belonged to the BLA that had been busted in a southern state for a bank robbery, but was brought with 2 other people to Los Angeles to stand trial for the machine gunning of a police officer in Los Angeles. I was supposed to worm my way into the infections of his sister and whatever it took to get the information that I needed as far as what kind of defense they planned to use as to turn this information over to the federal prosecution.
Did you do it?
I got the information, and thank God I didn't have to go through with the actual thing of sexual activity.
What do you mean, thank God?
The sister was rather unappealing.
How did you justify to the organizations in which you had infiltrated yourself that you were living on an $800 a week stipend or on an $800 a week standard of living when most of them were living hand to mouth?
Well, hey, brother, I'm hustling, hey, man, sell a little this on the side, a little of that on the side, I get over, that kind of thing. In other words, ain't nobody's business but mine where I get the money. So, everybody took it for granted that I was possibly doing a little dealing on the side, that kind of thing. Then also, everybody liked me for the simple reason that I would do things that I didn't have to do. I would go out of my way. Like Mafunde would have a pageant and they needed someone to do the sound setup for him. And I'd say, of course, I'll do it for you. That kind of thing. I was very well liked at one time in the community.
Would you say to American citizens that this situation of surveillance and infiltration continues to this day?
Oh, yes.
On the dimension that you experienced?
Probably much larger by now.
Larger?
Oh, yeah. Let me put it to you like this. Each year, everything gradually escalated up more and more. So I figured when I left, it didn't stop escalating. As they say, one monkey does not stop anybody's show.
You mentioned Sammy Davis Jr., who at one time, it was reported, gave money to the Black Panther Party, I believe. Were you ever assigned to look into that?
Yes, I was told to try to get as close to Mr. Davis or to anyone in his office as I could. I used to go up and have real chit-chat, chummy conversation with his personal secretary, Ann, at the 9000 building on Sunset. And I used to bring a quarterback video camera, and I used to go around and I would videotape the whole office.
You mean celebrities would be coming into his office and you'd film them freely?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they question that?
I'm from the Ross Writers Workshop. Yeah, right on, brother. You know, that kind of thing. No questions asked. Same thing with the NAACP Image Awards. You know, they were very interested in people like Sammy Davis Jr. There was another black in Los Angeles that they were very interested in because, not Los Angeles, but in Sacramento, Nathaniel Colley, who's attorney for the NAACP. And I know Nat. And they wanted information on him, just for the simple reason that he's an attorney for the NAACP, which makes no sense to me, but must make a lot of sense to them because they use the information.
You've been called upon to testify in Washington. Before who?
Before the Senate Committee. I was called first to testify before...
Yeah, well, that's it on that. I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's the name of our Heavenly Father, who the world England calls God, and our great King, who the world England calls Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who worthy their double honors. And I'm going to give salutation. I'm going to give salutation to my sincere brother, fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, who's pushing this truth across the four winds, all right, with all fear and trembling. Now, in this clip, man, you see that this nigga is a fucking fed, all right? And his job was to infiltrate so-called black movements, like the Black Panthers. And he say he infiltrated the black guerrilla gang, that jailhouse gang. All right, I heard about that before. And he say his job was to fit in and squirm in and infiltrate and take what all his intel back to the feds. So he'll end up having to go to court and testify against the people. All right. Well, Akim, according to scriptures, we got them amongst us. We have moles and feds and unawares amongst us. So as imperatives, brothers got to rock out in the spirit and be circumspect of your count. Now, you don't got to be a nigga with folly. Everything we do with wisdom and understanding. But you have to, especially you older brothers, you have to watch the younger brothers in your camp. Well, watch all the brothers in your camp. You have to be circumspect because you have to redeem the time that we're living in, and that the days are evil. And then when you're rocking according to the spirit, you know unawares are going to creep in. It's prophecy. So you have to be in reality and know we have moles amongst us. We have parasites amongst us. We have cancers amongst us. But as long as you have that faith, it don't matter what happens. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to be with us. But you know, when you see it, you expel that fucking gangrene off the body. Okay. I seen Elder Tahar say a couple years ago. He say, man, yeah. He say, yeah, straight up, man. It's moles in every camp. He say, you better believe it. He says it's probably moles amongst us. If you in reality, you know that, you know? So, it is what it is, man. According to the scriptures, brothers are going to lift up brothers to be put to death, man. All right, amongst us, according to 2 Corinthians, the second chapter, it plainly tells us to have nothing to do with unbelievers. What does Yahweh Shai have to do with Belial? What does a believer have to do with an infidel? Okay? We're commanded not to be around a blunt smoking nigga with his pants sagging, talking about rap and basketball all day, committing adultery with other men's women. All right, you're not going to catch a man and Lord us being yoked with niggas like that. That's easy. So if us men of the Lord get betrayed, it's going to be by somebody that we call brother. It's going to be around somebody that's blowing that trumpet with us on these highways and that we're yoked with. And you can see how it happened. I can give you an analogy of how it happened. When you look at this clip, he say the feds study the people culture, the customs, and what they like, and their weaknesses. All right, through technology, if you got a smartphone, flat screen TV, a radio or whatnot, a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, man, these devils can basically survey us 24 hours out the day, man. Straight up and down. They can look at us through this technology 24 hours a day. Even if your phone turned off. I seen a clip, even if your phone turned off, they could still hear you. Okay? Big brother doing the shit. So they know our weaknesses. They could load down the files in your history and look at what you look at on the internet. They can tap into your phone calls. They could see if you're a so-called man of the Lord, you living a double life. Or if you're a so-called man of the Lord and you're weak. All right? When you look at the animals in the Serengeti, I be studying everything. I be into everything. I look at the animals that got the best kill rate. You got the lion. All right, he's the biggest and strongest, but his kill rate is low, and he hunting packs. The lions, they have a team effort. Then you look at the cheetah. The cheetah's kill rate was lower than the lion's, and he's quicker. He's the fastest mammal on the planet. Then you look at the leopard. The leopard is not the fastest nor the strongest, but he's the most cunning. He has the highest kill rate amongst the big cats. Okay. The felines. He has the best. He has a 60% kill rate. So out of every 10 hunts, he makes 6 kills. I think the lion's something like 30. Like he 3 for 10. He missed a lot to say he's the king of the jungle. But this is my point. This is my point that I'm trying to make. All right. With that being said, all of them, when they hunt, they don't look for the biggest and strongest gazelle, or ox, or wildebeest. They look for the maimed, the weak, and the hurt. That's how they hunt. That's how all of them hunt. That's what they all have in common. They look for the weak. So when you got these feds, they just gonna want to kill somebody that they studied. Oh, he's strong. He's not gonna take a money purse. Oh man, this guy. When they looked at Malcolm X, when you look at that movie Malcolm X, they say, man, compared to Martin Luther King, this guy is a monk. That's because Malcolm X wasn't being a hypocrite. Okay, he was going off with what he believed, but he wasn't being a hypocrite. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to be looking for the brothers that they see living double lives, or somebody they deem weak and they think they can turn. That's why when you amongst the camp, you got to be seeing the elder brother in camp. You got to see how a brother growing. You got to look at a brother and see, well, man, this brother been one way, but he sure been acting strange as of late, man. Man, how can you notice this brother been tripping lately? Man, what's going on with this brother, man? This brother nobody in the camp didn't talk to this brother in a long time. What's going on with this brother, man? These are the type of things you have to do amongst the brotherhood, man. All right? We got to be a finely tuned machine and be aware of us. Judgment started in the house of Yasharala first, amongst us, amongst the brotherhood first. Okay? So we got to have our houses in order. I'm going to go through a few precepts. I'm going to start at Jude. Matter of fact, I'm going to just get that one in the blue letter. I already got the blue letter pulled up. Okay? All right. This Jude 1 and 4. Okay? For there are certain men that crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained. So before ordained, amongst this thing ours, the Most High makes the movement from the beginning, from the end to the beginning. All right? It's ordained that we're going to have turncoats amongst us. We're going to have niggas that get amongst us, cancers that get amongst us, all right? And get some of us put down. We're going to lose soldiers because some of these niggas, all right? To this condemnation, all right? Ungodly men turning the grace of our Mashiach, our power, into lasciviousness and denying the one Mashiach, Yahweh, and our Mashiach Yahweh Salakia. Let me stay that over. Denying the Holy One, Yahweh, our power, and our Mashiach Yahweh Shah, the Anointed. Okay? So let's go into this word before I go to ordained, unaware. Let's see what it says. Let me see how you pronounce it first.
Strong's G 3921. Parais Duno.
Parais Duno.
Parais Duno.
Parais Duno. Translated, a nigger. A nigger. All right? But yeah, seriously, this is what it means. to enter secretly. You see what I'm saying? To slip in stealthily. All right. So this guy for you to slip in stealthily, that means, bro, brothers was around you, was trusting you. You got in, bro, brothers was trusting you at one point. Let me say that. To steal in, okay? Creep in unaware, to settle alongside, to lodge stealthily, to creep in unaware. So we're gonna have niggas that are gonna creep in unaware stealthily. So let me give you enough analogy of stealthily. You gonna have some that might creep in. They might be well equipped when it comes to precepts and breakdowns. Might be good in the Hebrew, and from just looking at them from first glance, they seem like men of the Lord. But guess what? They might lack in faith. All right, they might not be able to take pressure. You see what I'm saying? When shit hits the fan, they might not be able. They might be lacking in faith and can't attack pressure. All right, Esau come to them with a money bag, they'll take the motherfucker. All right, they might just be a nigger and his niggerdom ain't came out yet. All right, these are the type of things that's gonna happen, man. All right, let me go to. I'm about to give an analogy that it happened in the scriptures. While Paul was taught, he had niggas that crept in and deceive him for a season. I'm gonna say for a season. All right. This is Philemon, the book of Philemon, or Philemon, chapter 1, verse 20. All right. You know what? I'm going to go down. I'm going to start at verse 23. There salute thee, Epaphras, my fellow prisoner in Yahushua the Anointed, Marcus, Aristarchus, Demas, Lucas, my favorite laborers. All right, now Paul just saluted his brothers in the truth. Yahabashim al-Shabarakatah, Shalom, brother. These are brothers that he deemed friend. All right, these brothers pushing this truth with him, going throughout Asia Minor, pushing the doctrine of Yahabashim al-Shah. Now you seen that guy Demas. Paul saluted this brother as a brother, okay? Now let's see, when you go to the book of Timothy, 2 Timothy, the 4th chapter, what he has to say about this guy Demas. All right, this 2 Timothy 4:10. For Demas have forsaken me, having loved this present world. He wanted that money bag, and he forsook the brother. All right, and departed into Thessalonica. A nigga that was once amongst the brotherhood with this brother, abandoned that brother, turned his heel on that brother. Okay, things written aforetime was written for our learning. All right, though it tarry is going to come to pass, man. All right, he left that brother. Paul was sending for other brothers to come help him, man. Look, I need help, man. Y'all send Mark down here with me, man. This nigga Demas done left me, man. He done left me for dead, man. You gonna have our brothers that are gonna abort mission. Their faith gonna be weak. They're gonna take the chip. All right. When you go to war, man, that's what happens on the war field. You're gonna have brothers that's gonna fight to death. That's gonna endure to the end, no matter if it causes them their life. All right, alpha males. And the elect are a bunch of alpha males. Then you're going to have these beta males, man. They're going to lose faith. They're going to get shipwrecked. They're going to abort mission. Or they're going to have that, you can't beat them, join them spirit. Or if you can't beat them, join them. At least over there, we could go back to Egypt and we could eat. We'll have food. Moses brought us out here in the wilderness for nothing. You'll have them type niggas. All right? And you got to be circumspect amongst them. Like while we out here teaching and building up these camps, man, when you see them, man, you get them away from the brotherhood so they don't poison other brothers. This 1 Timothy. And have a self-analysis of yourself first and foremost to make sure we don't miss the mark. We don't have that fucking leaven in us, you know. We do these sit-downs for ourselves and those that hear, okay? This is 1 Timothy chapter 1, I'm going to start at verse 18. This charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before went before on thee, that thou by them mightest war a good warfare. Okay, holding faith and a good conscience. What some have put away concerning the faith. See, you're gonna have brothers, all right? Let me read that again. Therefore, I charge Salaki, this I commit unto thee. I commit unto thee. So he gave Timothy a command. Son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before thee. That's this doctrine is the testimony of our great King Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy, that thou by them mightest war a good warfare. We're in war. See, I just said that. We're at war. On the battlefield, niggas get weak, man. You get some niggas raise the white flag. I don't want no more. I'm done. Some niggas turncoat and commit high treason. And some niggas just abort mission and run away. What they call them, what's that word they call them when they leave? They leave the battlefield. Not abandon. I forgot the word that they use. I think it starts with A, but shit, not about to dwell there. All right, holding faith and a good conscience. That's what this doctrine does. It's all about faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please Yahweh Shem Shai. Deserters, they call them deserters. All right, and that's according to society, deserters are put to death. Treasoners are put to death. All right, holding faith and a good Judas was put to death. Holding faith and good conscience, which some have swerved away, which some have put away concerning faith and have made shipwreck. All right. So some brothers are going to be made shipwreck, and this is what they're going to do. Of whom is Hymenaeus and Alexander. See, Alexander and Hymenaeus was once with Paul. All right. But they became shipwreck. He was like, man, they put away a good conscience. All right. They stopped holding the faith and they became shipwreck. But at one time they was with us getting it in. They was receiving this doctrine. And look what Paul said, whom I have delivered unto Satan, that they may learn not to blaspheme. And the penalty for blasphemy is death, man. All right? The penalty for blasphemy is death. All right? But my point is, you're going to have these unawares that creep in, and they're amongst us now. That's what I want to reiterate. They're amongst us now. Now let me go to something else about this nigga, Alexander. This 2 Timothy 4:14. Alexander the coppersmith did me much evil. He said this man did him evil. This somebody he was laboring with. This somebody he was teaching with. This guy, Alexander. He said that's the guy he just said lost faith. So what did Alexander do when he lost faith? He did Paul evil. He was able to get to Paul. When no nigga with no tioga with wearing a Roman tioga with wreaths on his head full of tattoos that was having orgies and just a straight full-blown Hellenistic Jew. Paul wasn't fucking with them. He was dealing with the ones that were repentful and coming back to Yahweh Shai. None of them wouldn't have got to Paul, somebody worshiping Apollyon and shit, worshiping them Greek goddesses and shit. They wouldn't have got to Paul. It would have had to be people that had made it into the fold that was pushing this truth for him. That's how they was able to do him much evil, okay? They turned on him. They raised their heel against him like King David say. May Yahweh reward him according to all his works. All right? All right, of whom be there well they wear also, for he have greatly withstood our words. All right. So you see what I'm saying? You're gonna have, and then when you look at that clip, when you look at that clip, they say they look for women. They use women. He gave that analogy about when the guy came out of jail and they sent the women. So for the man to move in with the woman, that mean they had to have sex. So they gonna send nice little fine ass felines that's gonna come to you. Nice attractable women that's gonna come at you to turn you, man. They gonna send money purses, man. That's why the scriptures say he that endured to the end shall inherit the kingdom of heaven, man. Him that have the shield of faith to fight off those fiery darts that Satan gonna send at you, man. All right? He said they study your weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. We're in this fucking downtrodden as a state in these vessels of earth and clay, man. All right? So they're going to try to play on your weaknesses. That's where your faith in Yahweh shall come. That's why you got to have those weapons of war, the shield of faith, the sword of the spirit, the gospel shot with the sandals of peace, man, the helmet of salvation, this buckler of truth, man. We're at war. And those that are weak and don't have their weapons of war, man, you got to watch them. Your brother can become your worst enemy, man. All right? Let me get another precept. Let me see. This is Matthew 23. Let's start at verse 33. Okay. He say, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers. All right. A serpent, a snake beguiles his prey. It's cunning. It's not like a lion, just a brute beast. It's cunning. It's deceitful. It's deceptive. All right. How can you escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send to you prophets, wise men, and scribes. All right, those are elect men to push his truth. And some of them you shall kill and crucify. So it's prophecy that some of us going to get put down. All right. It's prophecy some of us going to get put down. But when we get put down, man, a lot of the times it's going to be by the help of someone that knows us. Something like King David say, I counted him my friend. All right. Somebody I broke bread with. All right. So you have to be circumspect amongst the brothers in these camps, bro. All right? Niggas gonna creep in, man. Thus saith Yahweh B'Shem Awashai, man. You're gonna have federal agents coming in. And then, like the way the spirit roll, you're gonna have federal agents come in and they gonna get turned. The spirit gonna turn them to be men of the Lord. They gonna come in with one agenda and they'll end up being the elect. Then you'll have a brother that's been amongst this truth for years and years, and he end up being a fucking fed, man. The ways of the Most High, man, they're magnificent, man. Our Heavenly Father, man, he's mysterious, man. So with that, man, Lord willing, this sit down was edifying to the hearers. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation and greetings to sincere I can put in this truth across the four winds. Kwam Yasharala.